The job of a UA apprentice is tough.
I had to do what I have to do to support my family.
Definitely do not expect it to be easy.
I wake up at 3:30 in the morning, I get my kids dressed and ready. I have to be in the parking lot for work at 5:30.
Now, if you don't have the will to learn and to persevere and push on, no, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, it's definitely a grind, and you're gonna have some good days, some bad days. Don't give up, don't be a quitter.
I still sometimes think, did I make the right choice?
A career with the United Association of Journeymen and Apprentices of the plumbing and pipe fitting industry can be rewarding and open up doors to a bright future. But is life in the pipe trades right for you?
I'm easing my way into it. I didn't think it was going to be the way that it is. It definitely was different from what I thought.
Do not expect it to just come to work, sit around, do whatever you want.
I expected it to be tough. I'm not a quitter, even though there was times where I actually did want to quit.
It's really fast-paced. You have to, keep moving because you don't want to sit down and look lazy.
Traffic is the worst part about it, especially after work when you're completely tired.
So I have to drive an hour here and an hour there. It's a lot. It's a lot of driving.
You still have to drive to class and then back, so sometimes you're getting home around 10, having to get up at 5 in the morning the following day, 4 in the morning. It's tough,
UA apprentices begin work immediately, learning alongside journeymen on real job sites, while going to classes in the evenings, making a livable wage while taking part in the 5-year program.
Yeah, just anybody can be an apprentice and try out the program, but it takes a certain kind of person to actually complete the program.
The average day in the construction trades begins as early as 6 a.m. and can often go longer than 8 hours.
Typically, I wake up around 3:30 every morning, sometimes 3, depending on traffic.
Depending on the project, the work week may not be limited to 5 days, as to meet tight project deadlines.
On the weekends, I've been working. I've been getting overtime.
Sometimes they want the job done after hours or before hours. So there was times where I was getting up at like 4 in the morning to make sure I made it on time because the job started at 5 in the morning.
Life in the construction trades isn't always comfortable, as you'll be required to work in high places, confined spaces, and often in the mud.
Yeah, if you have phobias, there's plenty of bugs.
Yeah, I'm just observing for spiders. And those spider bites will get itchy.
If you're afraid of heights, I was actually out of the job and I was on an aerial boom just about every day for about a month and a half. I was about 80 foot in the air.
Well, I heard about a guy who left because he was scared of heights and he didn't want to get on the lift, so he quit.
There'll be bad smells, it's loud, and sometimes there's yelling.
And in the field, people talk all the time, so you're just gonna have to get used to the yelling. There is gonna be yelling.
And as an apprentice, sometimes you may mess up. That's actually a lot of what you're gonna do. You're gonna fail, and sometimes these guys will come out and you'll get yelled at. It's a part of it. Guys are cussing, guys are mad, it's hot outside, everybody's tired, they wanna go home.
Well, there was one day that I just tired of getting yelled at. I'm like, I want to go home, I'm done.
Use common sense, don't use your emotions. That's the biggest thing too. Quit using your emotions on it. You're at work, don't bring them to work. It's as simple as that.
The work doesn't stop on the coldest days or the hottest days. Often, you'll be working outdoors or on construction sites without air conditioning or heat.
My first day started, it rained, it poured down raining. And I did not come prepared with a jacket or anything. I didn't even look at the forecast because I was just so excited to work. And I got rained on really bad from that day forward. As soon as I got off work that day, I went to buy me rain boots, raincoat.
Welding in the heat, that's hard because on top of the heat, you're wearing leather gear. You could have arm pads, thicker sleeves. Your helmet has weight on it, so that's weighing your neck down. There's a lot of things going on. So on top of sweating from just the heat outside, you have molten metal that you're carrying, and that's going to add on to it as well. So.
Wearing proper safety gear is essential in all conditions and is just as important as dressing for the weather.
you. So if you think you're gonna come to work without a hard hat on, without safety glasses, without gloves, without all that basic PPE, well, you're not working that day and you're not getting paid either.
Especially with the lifts too, we have to have our vest and have our harness and everything on, so.
It's not uncommon for UA apprentices to take lunch breaks in their cars or on the go.
This is your lunch table. This is the truck.
30 minutes does not feel like enough, so once I get out to the car, I'm sitting there just eating my sandwich or whatever it is that I decide to make, just relax in the car for that little bit of time that I have and throw my vest back on and get right back to work.
Also, getting accustomed to using portable restrooms is essential when it comes to adapting to life in the construction industry.
I think that's the one main thing that I do not like about this is the porta johns.
Honestly, for the first week, I didn't go to the restroom. I just held it till I got off, honestly.
Apprentices start at the bottom. On the job, they're asked to do tasks that require the least amount of skill. Moving materials, unloading trucks. It's physical, requiring heavy lifting, climbing, and hours on your feet.
If you're told to dig a ditch, you're gonna be digging a ditch, and there's no getting out of it. I mean, if you want to get out of it, you can hit the road. That's all there is to it.
It was one day we had to take off from production to move material for the roofers. I'm talking big, heavy headers, carbon steel, heavy, moving them from the east side to the west side, just carrying them. I had back pains for, I want to say 3 to 5 days.
With the pipe that we work with is so heavy, and then we have 5 floors on this building itself, so when we didn't have the buck hoist, we have to walk up and down, up and down, up and down.
Today I cleaned the debris from a chiller. Yeah, you know, for the most part as an apprentice, you're stuck doing stuff like this. But I'm the type of guy who, you know, let's just get it over with. Whether you're a journeyman or not, I'd rather get in there and get out, you know.
The work doesn't end when the job site shuts down. All apprentices are required to attend classes at their local training center.
Of course, after you're taking a brutal beating at work, working 8 hours, then you have to drive to the training center.
At least for me, my home's an hour, almost hour and a half away. I'm not driving all the way home and coming back, so that's not an option for me. I don't do it every day, but some days, like maybe near the end of the week, Thursday, Friday-ish, if I have class that day, I will definitely show up. I get there about 3 o'clock, sleep till 5, or about 4:45, get up, go in the classroom.
Once I get off of work, then I try to make it home to shower. If not, I just go dirty and stinky and just sit in class and just try to get my work done, try to stay awake.
On nights I have school, I have to shower and I get in bed pretty late and have to be right back up the next day, repeating.
Almost an hour and a half away from me, so I don't get to bed until about midnight.
In addition to learning about the trade, you'll also study math, algebra, and geometry, and be expected to complete homework.
My first day soldering and brazing, we had some isometric drawings and some elevation. I'm looking at the board, I'm like, okay, I know I haven't graduated too long ago, but this looks hard.
Physics, chemical formulas, all that fun stuff.
Apprentices can also apply their classroom learning towards an associate degree of arts or science.
I actually didn't even know that these classes were considered college credit through Washita Community College, but I plan on using those in the future. That's definitely a big thing for me.
Being on time is critical to class and on the job. You'll be taking what you learn online and in the classroom and applying it daily on the job site, giving you real-time applications of the principles you've just studied. Not only is this important for doing the job correctly, but it will allow you to work safely so you and your co-workers make it home in one piece at the end of each day.
Who wants to get hurt? You never know how bad you're going to be hurt. You're going to be off the job.
Construction work is not for everyone, but for the right people, it's a rewarding career with endless possibilities. There's continued education, the ability to advance within the union, or even own your own business.
I'd say I just want to work my way up.
I'm thinking maybe like management or, you know, instructor or something like that, so that way I can give my body a rest before I retire.
Definitely looking forward to the benefits.
The retirement, 401k, you know, the different accounts, medical, vision, dental, I mean, that stuff's hard to come by anymore.
If I need to go see a doctor, I just see a doctor. I don't have to worry about you know, well, how am I gonna pay this? And then I'm getting every week I'm getting paid. So, I mean, my money's coming.
You just gotta keep going, motivate yourself. If nobody motivates you, motivate yourself. You should always wanna motivate yourself.
It is worth it. It is worth it. Within 2 years, 3 years of being in the trade, I've earning so much money that we bought a brand new, real comfortable new minivan. We're on our path of buying a new home. It changes your life.
Especially if you're a woman, just make sure that you know what you're getting into, because they're gonna treat you like you can't, but we can.
Women can do anything men can do, and don't let nobody ever tell you you can't. If you're willing to come in and learn and work, and you have your mindset right, anybody can do it.
At the end of the day, you know, you're gonna be sore, you're gonna be tired, you're not gonna wanna wake up, you're gonna wanna get some more sleep, you know, but coming to work with a good attitude, that's probably the biggest thing.
The key to a great, long-lasting career with the UA is knowing what to expect. Hopefully this video has given you a look into the realities of our work and helped you decide if this is the right career path for you.